Hello friends. So today we will discuss sum function. It is very important in data analysis, and this is basically an aggregate function that returns the sum of all or distinct values in a particular column. And as per the requirement, we can find sum of all the values or distinct values. And of course, we can apply sum function to numeric columns only. So the sum function returns the total sum of a numeric column. So we have created one table named order details, with which we will try to understand the sum function. So the question is that we want to return the sum of all the quantity filled from this particular table. So this is how we will write the SQL statement. Select, then we will write sum function, and inside the brackets we will mention the column for which we want this summation from, and then table name. So we will execute this query. So this is the table that we have created, and you can see that how we have created table. We can create table, then this is the table name that I have given. Then there are four columns in this table, and all the data types are integer. And then here I have basically inserted the values, and then this is, if I execute this, select star from order details, this is the table that we will discuss to understand the sum function. So there are four columns: order details ID, order ID, product ID, and quantity. And there are five records. Now I want sum of all the quantities from this table. So there are five quantities, and if you see, all the quantities here are distinct quantities. By distinct I mean there is no repetition of any particular value. For example, 12 is coming only once, 10 is also coming only once, like this. So this is how I will write the query. Select sum, then inside bracket the value, the column for which I want this summation from, and then table name. So if I execute this query, I will get 76. Now again, as usual, we can give alias as well as to the column name, and I can say as sum quantity. So if I give alias, I will get some quantity as column name in the final result set. So this is how I can get the how I can use the alias as well as. Now one important point that although I mentioned, but how we can write for distinct. For example, if there had been a table in which all the quantities are not distinct. For example, there might be a case where 12 is repeating. So in that case, I want 12 to be counted only once. So I will write query like this. I will just add distinct before this column name inside the sum function. So here I will get same answer because all the quantity are by default here are distinct, so there will not be any difference. And again here as well as I can give the alias. Like this. So this will give me the output like this, and both the queries are same here because the value that we have taken are by default we have taken distinct values only, so no difference is coming. In case there had been some value which is repeating, then that value will be counted only once if we use distinct keyword. So this is sum function. This is the syntax: select sum, then column name inside the brackets, from table name, where condition. So we can also give a where condition in here. So like we are discussing, we can add a where clause to specify the condition. For example, I only want to return the number of order made for the product with product ID 11. So I want to get the summation from this order details table where product ID is 11. So for example, this is the table. Let me copy this because this will be remaining same. Control C. Now I will just add where clause, where product id equals 11. So if I execute this query, and I can write just for your understanding 11 here. We can't name this like this, so I'm just saying quantity 1 to distinguish it from all the quantities summation, because here we are taking the summation for only those products whose product ID is 11. So if I execute this query, I will get 12. So you can visualize this from this table as well, as that if you take the summation for those quantities in which product ID is 11, there is only one. There is only one quantity for product ID 11, so we will get only 12. If there had been multiple quantities corresponding to product ID 11, we would have got the summation of all those particular values. So this is the meaning of adding a where clause. Sum with a expression. So for example, we are saying select some quantity from order details. Now, for example, I want in the final result set the value of price. For example, there are 5 quantities for a particular product, and each product cost say 10 rupees. So I will get 5 into 10 as 50 in the final as a final price. But in the table that we are discussing right now, there is only quantity which is mentioned. We don't have any price mentioned. And for example, if I assume that each product in the order detail column costs $10, then we can find total earnings in dollar by multiplying each quantity with 10. So this is how we can write the query select sum, and then we can multiply inside this bracket itself, inside the sum function. So let's see by taking one example. So this is the table that this is the query that I will change to understand this particular use case. So I will multiply this with 10. So if I execute this query, I will get 760, because earlier I was getting 76, but now since I have multiplied that summation those quantities with 10, each quantity is getting multiplied by 10 and then getting the summation of all those 5 quantities. So in the final result set, I will get 760. So this is basically the meaning of saying sum with an expression. We can multiply this quantity with whatever value we wish to. So we can also join the order table to the product table to find the actual amount instead of assuming it $10. So here we have assumed that the price is $10, but it's assumption. We are not sure what's the exact price. So there is a separate table that we have with name product table, and we can join this particular table with that table, and then we can get the actual quantity, actual price, and then we will get actual result as well as. So we can do that with the help of joins, although we will discuss joins in subsequent videos. But just for your understanding right now, you can see this is how we will write the query. Select sum price multiplied by quantity. So the quantity I am getting from order detail table, and price I will get from the product table. From order details, we will do left join. So this is the syntax. We will study this separately in a video, but for now just try to understand how we are doing joins. Select sum price multiplied by quantity from order details, left join. So this is our first table and this is our second table. On. So for joining two tables, we need certain key with the help of which we can join the two tables. So product ID is a common key in both the tables, so we can join both the tables using product ID. And this is how I will write this. So product IDs, by writing order details dot product ID, I mean this product ID is coming from this particular table, order details, and with this I mean this particular product ID is coming from this table, products, and this will give me the actual value. because here I'm not assuming any price. Here I'm getting the actual price. In the previous query we have assumed that price is 10, but we are not sure whether that's the actual price. So this is how we can take the help of joins to get the actual cost or value. So that was all about sum function. I hope you find it very useful and get the concept clear for sum function. So this is just a basic that we are discussing right now. There are many use cases of sum function. We can make very complex queries as well as. So gradually we will start moving to advanced queries as well as. Right now we are only focusing on clearing basics. And once all the basics are discussed, then we will start moving to advanced queries as well as. So stay tuned. We will discuss next function in the next class. Thank you, friends.